Hey guys, welcome back to technology class, but this time from home because we're all at home. This brand new lesson I've made today is communication technology from home, Morse code. So let's get started. What is communication? I wonder, what is communication? Let's see, who's raising their hand? Oh, I can't tell. Are you raising your hand? You're at home, so I don't know. But what really is it? What is communication? Well, it's the imparting of or exchanging of information or news. And lots of things can communicate by exchanging information. Animals can communicate. Dogs can communicate by wagging their tails. Plants communicate with chemicals sometimes. And people communicate by opening their mouths a lot. A few thousand years ago, let's start all the way back. Long time. Humans had no communication technology and only communicated by word of mouth, like I'm doing. Eventually, humans invented a way to store information outside of their bodies. And it was called writing. The first people around 5,000 years ago that invented writing were the Egyptians and the Sumerians, which was a different culture. And Egyptian hieroglyphics are found all over ancient Egyptian structures and artifacts. And this was a really cool form of writing that used pictures as letters, sort of. It was a really interesting writing system. The evolution of writing, we've talked a little bit about it already. Humans started with just speaking, then went to writing. For a long time, people just wrote to store information, and to send some information across the world, they had to write a letter and send it. And it took a long time for it to deliver. But eventually, in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell, he invented the telephone. That was a big deal. People could talk instantly across the world. But guess what? Before that, there was a different invention. There was a different technology. Something in between writing and the telephone. Something that dominated the entire world's long-distance communication for 30 years. And it was the telegraph. The telegraph was invented in 1844 by Samuel F.B. Morse. He invented it. There was other people who invented different versions before then a little bit, but he invented the one that kind of stuck around. The telegraph was a machine that could send very simple signal, an electric signal that was either on or off. But how could somebody talk to anyone with just an on or an off signal that made kind of a beeping noise if it was on and no noise if it was off? How would you do that? Well, he invented a way to do it. He invented something else, Morse code. And the code was the solution to talk to people. Since the telegraph could only send simple on-off signals, Morse had to invent a way to encode the signal into a complex set of all the 26 letters of our alphabet. And just like computers understand binary, people were able to communicate in a kind of a binary way to get messages instantly across the world in this binary fashion. And speaking of binary, let's hear something from one of my favorite scientists.
Get your stored information here. Get your stored information that communicates. Oh, forget it. No one's listening.
Information can be sent in little bits that are either off or on. Please consider the following. This is our communication board of science. And it has lights on it that are either off and on. Now this is the letter E. We recognize it easily. And now it's the letter F. The only difference is those lights at the bottom. Now see, nothing's moving. It's just that lights are being turned on or off. On, off, off, off. There we go. Now, these lights are what we call bits of information. Now I'm going to make a sound, and sound travels in waves. You ready?
100 hertz.
See, the waves seem to move across the screen, but nothing's moving. All we're doing is turning lights off or on or on or off or on. Now, this is what we call binary information, bits of information, binary bits of information. Binary means two, like two wheels on a bicycle. So in binary information, it's either off or on, off or on, off or on. Binary bits of information. If we have enough binary bits, we can send almost any information we want. Woo! Binary. Thank you for joining me on Consider the Following.
And we're back. So the way that Morse did this, using binary, essentially, he coded each letter to have a combination of either quick, short dots or pulses of sound, or longer, sustained signals or dashes. So each letter could be a series of dashes or dots with sound, like quick beep, 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 or beep. Anyway, this binary mode of communicating, it is really versatile. It allows it to be used as signaling methods in many different ways, not only as electric pulses, as through sound and through wire, but through lights over long distances. You could communicate to somebody over a couple houses down if you couldn't shout that far, if you had a light and you just flash it in different lengths, either quick or long. And there's many other ways to communicate in binary Morse code as well. Morse is still even very useful today, even though this was invented over a couple hundred years ago now, almost 150-ish. Although less people can fluently use it, of course, now it's not very used as often, but it can be really useful. For example, for people with disabilities that can't speak or use sign language. And it can be fun. So, what are we doing today? Today, try to learn Morse code using Morse Typing Trainer. So, step one, you're going to go to my website. Hopefully you know how to do that. I'll post a link. 2, go to 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. It should be under those sections. Click Morse Typing Trainer, and then click Play a Demo on desktop. And after you learn, try to write a sentence in Morse code, and maybe I'll give you some to decipher. Ooh. All right, here's the instructions. Here's my desktop. I'm going to find Google Chrome. I'm going to double click on Google Chrome. And you can get to my website easily by typing in the search bar or the address bar, Markham Technology Wix, W-I-X. And then you press enter. And it should pop up with actually the 4th grade Markham Technology website first. You can click on that. And then you can get anywhere from here. So, stay on 4th grade for now. And I'm going to go down to Morse Code Trainer, Typing Trainer. I'm going to click Morse Code Typing Trainer. Ooh, and here we are. Morse Typing Trainer. We've created this trainer to make learning Morse code easier. It's meant to be played on Android, iOS, or using Gboard. So there's you can do it on a phone, or you can play it on your computer with this Play a Demo on your desktop. And I think this is actually much easier, because if you play it on your phone, you have to go through and set up the Gboard thing to set up a specific keyboard in your phone to basically understand Morse code as a language. But if you just click Play a Demo, it should work. And here we have it. and it starts teaching me Morse code right away. And look at this. See this at the top? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 letters that I've mostly learned so far. And it kind of makes them brighter or brighter white if you've gotten better at learning them. And every time you learn a new letter, it brings up a little picture and it says a word to help you remember the pattern of Morse code dashes and dots, or binary. Okay, so candy, 2 candy sticks. Here we go. So dash, dot, dash. Oops, I didn't do it fast enough. You gotta go kind of fast. Dash, dot, dash, dot. You can just click on the dash or the dot. R. Ooh, R. I think R was robot. Yep, robot. See, I remembered what the picture was, and look at that. Robot's got 2 eyes and a mouth, kind of. All right. So dot, dash, dot. E. E is really easy. It's the most common letter. It's just a dot. They give the most commonly used letters. Morse gave them the most commonly used letters. Simpler codes. So E is the most commonly used letter. So it's just E for I, 1 dot. Oh, I forget this one. D. What does D? Oh, dog. I just learned this one. It's like a long cocker or wiener dog or something. A long dog. And I still didn't do it right. There we go. I for insect, I remember. I is for insect. And the insect has 2 eyes. All right. T. T is easy. T is 1 dash. I remember. T for tape. Cool. And it'll slowly start to integrate new letters once you master just a few, and you can start spelling words with them, and you'll be surprised at how fast you start to remember the Morse code. Yeah. So if you play for about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, you should be able to learn almost every letter in the alphabet. So try to play as much as you can or want, and try to learn Morse code. And I'll see you guys later.